pace of digital transformation that keeps us on the edge of our seat. It's the pace at which our Honourable MC spoke. It was amazing. It was just good. So much in such a short time. Thank you so very, very much. Let's give her another round of applause. Appreciate your time. You mentioned digital transformation technologies are going to be changing lives in South Africa. We agree with that. Sounds a bit like something a professor once said to me in first year med school. We were in a physics class back into that, and fellow students stood up and stopped the lecture and said, "I'm sorry, Professor, but why do these doctors have to do physics?" And he stopped and he said, "Because physics saves lives," which is amazing. But the student carried on and said, "I'm sorry, Professor, but how does physics save lives?" And I'll never forget what this professor said. He said, "Physics saves lives because it keeps idiots like you out of med school." That's exactly how I felt at the time. So I sense I'm going to be doing a lot of learning today, a little bit out of my depth and out of my field. I have a 10-year-old who came to me the other day and said, "Dad, I've taught the cat to whistle." I said, "My boy, that's wonderful, but he's not whistling." He said, "I told him," I said to you, "I taught him, I didn't say he learned to whistle." So I really hope you guys do a little learning today other than just listen. Our first speaker after our NBC is talking about accelerating digital transformation in government for enhanced service delivery, and none other than the CEO of the MICT SETA, Mduduzi Eric Zwake.
MEC, thanks for gracing us with your presence today. You know better. I mean, you've been out there campaigning door to door. You saw our state of our roads. You saw how we're dealing with water leakages. Not too long ago, one of the municipalities in KZN, Mduduzi, is under administration, and they are suffering water losses of 600 million. Now, you think about the digital people that are in this room. Why can't we deploy early warning systems that can deal with water losses and make sure that the engineers are activated on time to be able to do that? It's not that we don't have the skill, but I think if we can make sure that our water systems are enabled with tech, we should be able to deal with such shortages. Yeah, we are a water scarce country, and I think things like that we should definitely make sure that we monitor. So I think the journey, as you spoke about, since electioneering up until today, it's a true journey for you, because these guys in the room today will be telling us about how best we can enhance the core capabilities of government and bring new enablers to make sure that government can transform digitally. I just want to start with a bit of a preamble. In South Africa, we do have an e-government strategy. We recognize that the government strategy must include government to government business, government to consumer business, and government to business. So as consumers and citizens, we do need to interact with our government. We do need to make sure that we can access the services as easy, as secured, as safe as possible. And so is business. And obviously government, they want to do government with other governments in Africa. So we need to make sure that we can enable the passage of trade between African countries. But also our e-government strategy realizes that there are some challenges in South Africa. Synchronization of digital transformation approaches. So you find that Western Cape, KZN, they go in different directions. Okay, we have this new trend now of one patient, one record, e-patient or e-health. When I leave one province to another province, my file should be able to be transferred to another province with ease. I don't need to have another file at another hospital, for instance, in KZN. And then that can force democracies and bring down governments. And you will have things like e-rigging, collapsing the whole integrity of the electoral system. But one of the trusted sources from Ghana, they just put these questions very nicely. As government, we must know where we are today, where are we going, how are we going to get there, what is the desired outcome, how are we going to measure it. So if you are a DDG, you are in charge of a department or a group of people, these are the questions you need to ask your people. If you are running HR, these are the questions you ask your HR. If you are running production, these are the questions that you need to ask your production people. It must be a way of life. I was speaking to my friend there from China in the back, and he was saying digital is part of Chinese culture. It's just part of it. Okay? So, digital transformation of governments has got to touch on these two things. Core capabilities of engaging citizens and business. How many digital touch points we have? I think we used to have something called two-song centers. I don't know if any of you have visited these two-song centers. I have, and there's no one there. Windows are broken. Laptops are stolen. Printers broken. Okay? So it's very critical that you have a follow-through. I'm sure there's some of you who play golf here. If you don't have a follow-through, that ball will go nowhere. Or it might go left or right. I remember when Michael Dell visited us at Unilever to sell Dell laptops and desktops. He walked into our CIO back then, and it was meetings after that that made the deal start. So a follow-through is very, very key. We can have these two-song centers, but if we don't make them government digital touchpoints, they're not going to work. Okay? And we need to make sure that we've got consolidated and integrated online platforms and an e-commerce or payment gateway. You see, it's very difficult for Africans to do business with each other because every time they have to pay each other, they have to use Visa or MasterCard who are not from Africa. You see, I think there are lessons that need to be learned. What happened to Russia when America cut them in the payment system and Russia started their own payment gateway. Okay, I think something needs to be learned what China did in their own payment gateway that they have, that they use in this country. I think South Africa needs to take a leaf out of that. Or Africa should take a leaf out of that. That it's very critical that if you are to go digital, start collecting centers of power in the digital economy. The government enablers supporting these capabilities, obviously, is leadership. The MEC, I think when they were electioneering, they did speak about these things. You know, in this country, it works very, very well. You promise people something, you don't do it, they will make sure you do it. Like, for instance, the fees must fall. The people will promise free education. And the kids said, we will make you give us free education. You promised us. So we promised them digital touchpoint, digital economy, they will make sure it's delivered. Strategy, be bold and ambitious. Don't be scared. South Africa, you can do it. You manufacture great helicopters in this country. You can do it. You're capable of doing it. Just up it a bit. Governance. Let's make sure that digital transformation is part of our APP. Yes, I think APP season has come and gone, but I don't think it will be a big ask to ask the President to submit revised APPs in light of 4IR and digital transformation. We are all set in our government processes, and it's like they are not questionable. Those government processes were done by people like you and me. We can tell them that things have changed. The reason why government takes so long to respond is because we respect such things that doesn't serve us, or they serve us much later. As we deploy these things, we need to make sure that there is security, there is cyber security. Okay? We don't have a cyber army in this country. We are trying to build it. But we need to make sure that people who understand what reconnaissance is, we need to make sure we've got people that develop some very, very good cryptos in this country. We need to make sure that we've got people that can understand cyber defense strategies and even cyber attack strategies. Yes, citizens of this country are not allowed to attack other countries. We leave that to the DoD. And in terms of reconnaissance, we leave that to the SAA, State Security Agency. And there are centers, there's information hubs, these contact numbers. Should you be attacked, you should refer to those. In terms of processes, we need to make sure that as a country we automate certain processes, like how to apply for grants. It's very sad when Abogo and Abomkulu, they're queuing
just to apply for a grant. It's a very sad situation, but we need to look at our processes and make sure that we can digitize such things. Decision points for intelligent political interventions. I think it's very critical that predictive analytics of citizens' demand is established, it's known, so that politically we can intervene. But we need these sensors to be out there and collect this massive data, and we can put it to a data army who can make sure that these things are analyzed. Where is digital transformation needed most? Just a few things. Agri-tech. There is technology these days that can monitor the blood of animals against the blood of humans. So if you can see a human at 1 a.m. around the blood of animals, what is he doing there? He's probably stealing the animals. There's no need for tagging anymore. Okay, so agri-tech is one space where we can help emerging farmers digitally transform, because we've got government departments that are dealing with agriculture, for instance. As a young and upcoming farmer, I have to battle with big guys who will dump their excess stock to the market at half the price. So why can't we have futures contracts? For instance, before I plant, it's bought, it's sold. So protect young farming entrepreneurs, MEC. The big guys, they are killing us. They just come with big trucks, the entire job market, and the hawkers, they rush to them. And I take my little bucket back to my farm, my tomatoes are rotting. But there's technology whereby I can go and sell a futures contract in a farmer stock exchange, for an example. EduTech, big business in the States, not much yet. We still print books. And the sad thing is that when we do give money for kids to buy books, they don't. They buy Louis Vuitton bags. Why can't you make books digital? Low-tech, moving a prisoner from KZN to Gauteng is a mission. If I get lost in the way, something happens. Business-facing government touchpoints and citizens-facing touchpoints are also very, very critical. How do we accelerate digital transformation? It's about the leadership, from the president to the premiers, about the workers being digitally educated and improving digital literacy. I would love to see how the union will take this and say, yes, all our union members, they have to be digital literate above an index of 4. Whatever that 4 is, whoever is good at putting together taxonomies for education and learning must develop that thing. But why as a country don't we have a standard like that? Why? Change agents. We need to integrate digital initiatives and actualize the business case. These are the people who will make sure that this change of mind happens. And also we need to look at digital ecosystem. How many South Africans are allowed to contribute to the app you see on a Samsung, on a Huawei, on an iPhone? How many South Africans have written for those things? Are we part of the ecosystem? Why? Why not? Have we asked? Did we demand? Okay, key principles of building success. I'm almost done, sir. Principles of building success from the e-government strategy. Interoperability, as I said. If we develop something digitally here in Gauteng, it must be interoperable with everything else that is being done around the country. That's one way of making sure that there's success. Cybersecurity is very critical to secure whatever we put out there. We as government need to make sure that we can buy through our own buying power. One of the things we realize as SETAs, all 21 of us, is that we all one by one march to Vodacom and ask for a pipe. Why can't you all come together and go to Vodacom and get 50% discount on one pipe, big pipe for all 21 SETAs? Why government can't do things like that? Digital inclusion I've spoken about, but two things that are not there on the e-government strategy is digital talent pool and digitally infused education, which I think is very critical. Cybersecurity, absolutely critical. Digital transformation must equate to security transformation. That for me is key. It's like driving a car without brakes. You'll be so afraid of speeding. This country is so afraid of digitally transforming because they're afraid there's no security. There's a quote by Harvard Business Review that says, hopping on a digital bandwagon will not do service delivery unless you choose the most appropriate technologies that can transform your core capabilities and bring you ever. In my audit life, I have come up with audit findings, so many in the asset register, in the IT asset register, where there's software that was bought, never used. There's hardware bought, never used. Because we don't know how to choose the most appropriate technologies for our businesses, for our government departments. These salesmen, they come there rocking, they'll sell you anything, and you buy, and you never use. It becomes wasteful and irregular. So, as I conclude, we need to make sure that we can measure this thing. This thing we're going to define today, we need to measure it. Does it result in digital proficiency? Is it citizen focus? Are there any returns on it? E-tolls, no returns. Key questions to South Africans, all of you in the room. Should we buy or should we make or should we do both? Must we develop our own standards or IP? When will we cut dependency on other nations' IP? Is digital transformation presenting a window of opportunity to push our developmental agenda as a country? Is ICASA and SABS in support of digital transformation? When we import some software, why is SABS or ICASA allowing this country to have a huge testing platform for people to test whatever software is imported into this country? Or it's just accepted as a standard? Whoever can bring the best technology in this country, that's the standard. What is our standard? Because that can create employment opportunities. Are unions in support of this thing? And the gap of the disenfranchised. Is Mzansi a digirati government? Cape Germany and the MIT School of Business says we will have highly satisfied citizens and very happy business people. Thank you.